Hello, good morning. Welcome to Just Vintage Crochet. Today is going to be an unconventional video for me because I have been feeling very tired the last couple of days, and today is another day where I woke up feeling completely unrested. I know it's hormones because I'm starting to go through the perimenopause stuff. It's weird. Let me know if this happened to any of you that have been through this. Does it come and go? Because I feel like I've been dealing with it for about 2 years now. Slight backstory. This has nothing to do with crochet, right? This is going to be a hangout video. Okay, let me just start this off with, this is going to be a hangout video. I really want to hang out with you guys. I really want to make a video and hang out. I just don't want to have to mentally fight with a mystery pattern or work on one of the two tutorials I'm working on. I just want to have a relaxing day today and hang out with you guys really bad. I don't want to just sit here like I have for the last 2 days and mindlessly watch videos on YouTube. I mean, last night before bed, I was finally in the mood to crochet something, so I'll explain this. But so today I want to do something slightly more productive. I want to hang out for sure and get some feedback from you guys on certain things. And I want to show off what I've been working on. So we are going to touch on some crochet, but mostly I just want to hang out. This video is not going to be for everyone. I realize this video is going to get a penance of views. That's okay. Don't care. I'm just here for the hangout. So anyways, back to what I was saying before. Has this happened to you where you start perimenopause, you get your occasional hot flashes and everything that comes with it, and then after like maybe 6 to 9 months, it kind of eases back, almost as if your hormone levels balance back out, a little less testosterone, maybe a little more estrogen, and you start to feel sort of normal, but then tired, and then several months later, it happens again where things are unbalanced. You're getting a little more trace amounts of testosterone in your system. Maybe your estrogen's getting suppressed a little more. I don't know what it is. But I know that for the last 2 years, it seems like I have these moments where I feel like I am having the perimenopausal symptoms, the hot flashes and whatnot, and then I don't. And right now I don't. And I'm just going through so much fatigue that maybe things are unbalancing again right now. Maybe that's what's starting to happen, is I'm starting to have the symptoms of it again, because I've been feeling fine for the last, I don't know, 6 or 7 months as far as energy goes, and attitude and enthusiasm and excitement and daily stamina. And now that's just like, so I am tired. And it's not just, it's more than just physically tired, mentally tired. You know how it goes. It's all fatigue. Like no matter what you do, you can't wake up. Even getting dressed feels like it's so taxing. It's just too, do I have to go out today? Can I go out in these pajamas don't look just like pajamas. Can I get away with just wearing these and just doing something with my hair and just going out like I have to? Like those are the moments I'm having. So I want to hang out. I'm going to leave a link. This is a vintage pattern, and I will leave a link for it in the description down below. I've been wanting to use, I have so much of this, and I have this same yarn in an orangier color that I'm using on another vintage pattern. But I have so much of this, and I can always pick up 1 or 2 more if I need to complete a blanket. But it has such a speckled, scattered color that special stitch patterns would get, they do get lost in a pattern like this. And so I thought, well, this pattern here has sort of a waffle, and it also has a cable. And I think you can actually kind of see the stitch pattern, especially as it gets bigger. So here is the thumbnail for that video, so you can kind of see what this is supposed to look like. You want to make it in a solid color typically, but I said to heck with it. This blanket is supposed to be made with a number 4 worsted weight or an Aran weight, and I'm using a number 5 bulky weight and a 6.5 millimeter hook. And so I'm going to be able to get the same length or width, just with, I don't know, less repetitions. So there we go. And I'll show you what I'm using real quick. I'll show you the yarn. Okay, it is Premier Puzzle. You get 328 yards or 300 meters. It's 7 ounces or 200 grams. It is 100% acrylic. It calls for a 6mm hook, but because I want this to have drape, I'm using a 6.5. So that's what I'm using. The color is Crossword, so it's sort of like newspaper colors. It's not quite black and white. And that's what it looks like when worked out. Let me show you another blanket I finished. I did show this blanket off, I think, on my other channel, which I haven't put a video up on that channel for months. Normally, I would hang out on that channel. I haven't put a video out on that channel for months, and I really wanted to hang out, like, I don't know, on here this time. Let me show you a blanket I recently finished that came out of the same book as this blanket pattern did, and I'll leave the tutorial for that blanket as well. So let me show you. I just finished this one here. It starts off there, quite a good size. Merlin was just laying on it too. I put it out to show off to you guys, and Merlin jumped right on it. I really wanted that 70s, 80s vibe with this, so that's why I chose to work it in this color. I changed all these colors out myself. Like, this wasn't a self-striping yarn. This was fully intentional. I'll show you. I still have plenty of the colors that I used. There, up in there. I don't know, just all over. There's those orange ones. That's that Premier Puzzle. There's some more of that newspaper color there. And I think the blanket I'm making now would probably look good in this colorway here too. I might make a few of those blankets, one for my husband and my 2 sons, because the pattern works up really fast. And I got a yarn donation going here. I did this 3 days ago before I got too tired to get up and do anything. So this needs to go to the thrift shop today, to donate today. And I definitely want to show you this. This is for the hospital that we take James to, and I'll show you. So I found out that the hospital that we take James to when he did have some more seizures about a month and a half ago, and I didn't mention them because I think it is probably upsetting for people to hear about those kind of situations. I know it's upsetting for me, but he pulled through them this time better than before. And I say that he actually did wind up in the ICU for a couple of days this time, but his recovery from them has been much smoother than before whenever he had seizures. And for those who don't know the situation, I know a lot of you do, some don't. My son has seizures, and he never has just like one. In a day, he'll always have 4, 5, or 6. And this last time he had one seizure at like 9 in the morning, and it was actually not bad. He almost knew he was going to have it without knowing it because he complained that he was really dizzy and shaky. He was clammy. I had him lay down on the couch instead of falling down like he had done so many times. And I had him lay down on the recovery side, which is the left side, and he did, within 15 minutes he began to seize. But it lasted less than 2 minutes. And for those familiar with James's case, that's not the case. He can seize for up to 20 minutes sometimes. But typically his seizures always last between 5 and 7 minutes. So we almost always have to call that ambulance. But this time it lasted less than 2 minutes. He came out of it and he was doing okay. He had short postictal time, and then he went to sleep. But by noon, he had another one where he fell down. And he seized the entire time I was on the phone with the 911, and he seized the entire time he was in the ambulance. They gave him 7 shots of anticonvulsive, and he never stopped seizing, which is why he wound up in the ICU. Eventually, they had to give him a really strong medication that was... the emergency room doctor said he's basically in a medically induced coma, but not really. It's just the medication we gave him is strong enough that you could almost say that we could slap him across the face and he won't wake up. But he's not actually in technically a medically induced coma, but we've got him to the brink of that. It was the only way to get him to stop seizing. And they upped his medications. So far, we're doing really good. He's struggling with adjusting to the new strength of medication. He sleeps more during the day than not. The doctors are thinking that what's been triggering his seizures is like whenever James deprives himself of sleep because he starts to get really intensely into something. He's really into programming computers and writing code for games and stuff like that. And when he gets really focused, he will force himself to stay awake. And that is exactly what he did about 2 or 3 days, for 2 or 3 days before he had his last round of seizures. He deprived himself of sleep. So his may be more of a sleep disorder epilepsy, because they originally have him diagnosed as unspecified epilepsy, but his may be sleep disorder related. So who knows? We have an appointment with the neurologist. We may go ahead and do a sleep study with him and see where that goes, see what his brain activity is doing while he is sleeping. So he's doing okay. He didn't suffer any kind of physical damage or anything when he fell this time. And he's just doing really good right now. And he's in a really good mood. The great thing is he recovered from these seizures, probably because he slept for like 3 days straight. I mean, he got like no food in him for like 3 days, which is sad, but the recovery time from the seizures this time was so quick. Memory loss, recovery was quick. Energy to come back was quick. Good mood, quick. All those things were quick to come back within days instead of weeks or months, within days. Because usually whenever he has his round of seizures, he goes through what I would almost call medical depression for several months. And he's physically hurting for months. Memory losses, it's really heartbreaking, and it lasts for months. But this time, his recovery was remarkably quick. So that's what we're dealing with right now. But I found out when we were there last time, we went to the gift shop to see if they had the kind of tea that James likes. And they did not, but I saw a bunch of crochet there. And the girl said, oh yeah, people crochet and we give these to the babies and whatnot. So I'm like, ooh, I do crochet, but I also learned how to knit recently. So I knit this gorgeous blanket for the babies, and it's going to have a matching hat. The hat's going to be done in crochet. The only thing I haven't been able to figure out, and this knit pattern, if you knit, it is, what did I do? I did 3x2, I think. I think this is a 3x2. Yes, it is. Okay, so I did 3 knit and 2, total brain fart. Well, it's 3x2. So 3 knit and 2 purl. That's it. 3 knit, 2 purl, 3 knit, 2 purl. And the borders, it's almost like a sweater blanket. And the border is just a 1x1. Very cute, very stretchy. Gets really good size, actually. Gets a really good size. The only thing I struggle with is weaving in my ends. I had to do so many color changes with this because there's not very many yards per ball. It is super bulky. Now, this is Hometown. I fell in love with this color. I saw this color at Walmart. I didn't care what I was going to use it on. I had to grab it. It's one of those colors that like makes you look tan. It's really nice. It's only 81 yards per ball. It is a number 6 super bulky. I did use the needle size that's recommended, so a 9mm. And the color is called Providence Pink. Oh, I love this color so much. The camera is not doing it justice. It's like a peachy pink. It's so cute. It's more pink than peach, but just the right amount of peach that gives you that really beautiful, like on your skin tone, you know. I need help learning how to weave in ends because my ends are, I haven't given this to the hospital. Well, first of all, I need to wash it first. But I almost don't want them to see this because the ends are just, this is where I weaved in one of my ends. I just sort of swirled it around here and you can almost see it and you can feel it too. And it's just like that all along. I weaved in my ends and it's really ugly. Look at this. I weaved in my ends here, and it's so obvious. You can see it. I did do a crochet border, just a single crochet border around the sides. Isn't that unfortunate? That came out of the ball itself. Look at how gross this looks. My ends, look at this. I don't know how to weave in ends with knitting. It's way more complicated because weaving in your ends will show so easily. So any tips, tricks, any videos you guys can point me in the direction to would be great. But I have that yarn there, the hometown yarn. I have it in this beautiful teal. I thought for boys, I already had it. I also have it in white and a slate gray. Some people like less conventional colors for their kids. I know my brother asked me for a baby blanket for a friend of his in Florida, and she definitely wanted the less conventional colors. So some people are like that. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to hang out if that's okay. And I guess give an update. I wasn't even really going to mention James this time because I think it upsets people, not in a like an angry way, but it makes them feel sad. And that's the last thing I want to do. But I figured since it was bad news that he had the seizures, the good news is we're starting to narrow down the cause. And that's the best prevention, is to know the cause. We didn't know the cause for over 2 years now. We're getting closer to figure out the cause. And on top of that, his recovery time was so fast that it's almost as if he didn't have them. It is literally almost as if he didn't have them. So that's wonderful. And I'm still doing decluttering, which is why I've got that bag of yarn there. I'm decluttering my cosmetics and going through a clothing anti-haul. I'm just decluttering, clothing as well. I've been holding on to, since I had all my huge weight loss, which it's been, oh gosh, 2003. So 13 years now. Yeah, 13 years since I lost all that weight. And I still have some clothes. When you lose a lot of weight, you're so afraid that it's not real. It's all a dream. It's all a joke. It's going to come right back. I don't have the discipline to keep up with this. There's no way my body it got so used to being heavier that there's no way it's going to just accept this as the new norm. Something is going to happen and the weight's going to come back. Maybe not completely, but enough. And so you hold on to the clothes that you wore. And I think after 13 years, it's time to get rid of those clothes. And they're not even worth donating. They're old, they're worn out, like leggings with holes worn on the thighs, if you know what I mean. Come on, I was a big girl. So, that's a knot. And that's my single there. So I am going to just trash a lot of those clothes. There's really nothing worth donating from those older clothes. They're just not in good shape. So gonna go through that. And that's kind of what I've been up to the last, few weeks, until I got really tired. And I just take all these little naps throughout the day and I just have no energy. Yesterday I did the dishes. I was winded. My heart was pounding and I was just winded from it. That's how you know that's like real fatigue. But I think it's hormonal. Anyway, wow, this video is starting to sound a little bit like a downer, isn't it? It's not supposed to be. I just wanted to hang out, not trauma dump. So, what did you guys think of the last mystery pattern? For those who haven't seen it yet, I won't say what it was, but it was worth watching. I'll link it down below too. Very cool, very fun, very different. I did enjoy making it until I couldn't. Hey, that's what happens with these mystery patterns. Say you win some, you lose some. Simple as that. But yeah, this is a really fun, fast pattern, especially if you use a bulky or chunky yarn. I like it. I just bought myself some retinol. I am getting that age where it's time to start incorporating retinol. Harkening back to the weight loss, when I did lose all my weight, I didn't do it through exercise. I didn't exercise at all, actually. I just dieted. I was diagnosed with diabetes and I followed the diabetic diet. That's how I lost weight. I lost like 97 pounds in 1 year just by eating like a diabetic. And I wasn't being extreme about it. I was eating according to the diet plan and some of the meals that some of the recipes that they give you, and following how many carbs a day I should eat. And all I did was adjust my carb intake. I didn't, and naturally, by adjusting your carb intake, your saturated fat intake and all those things kind of get adjusted as well, including your sodium intake. So all I did was follow the little pamphlet, the little booklet that the doctor gave me with dietary recommendations, and I lost like 97 pounds, 97 or 98 pounds in 1 year. But I didn't do it with exercise. So my skin is very loose. Now, the camera is not going to show how crepey my skin is, but if you see this right here, this is what the waddle on my neck is starting to look like. I'm only 45. It's pretty intense. I even have loose skin on my arm. It looks very dry, but I moisturize all day long. It's just loose skin. So I think it might be time for retinol for my neck, not my face. My face is doing okay as far as wrinkles go. I know they say, yeah, well, start now. I understand, but I'm a little nervous to start retinol on my face because my face skin is kind of sensitive. So I am going to go ahead and start it on the back of my hands and on my neck. I went with the very beginner level, so 0.01%. I will do it just twice a week, not every other day or anything like that, just twice a week. I will be covering it with barrier cream, so Vaseline. I'm going to use my regular lotions. Like this is my regular lotion right here. There's not a whole lot to it, very minimal ingredients. And then I'm going to use this as the barrier cream to prevent excessive dryness on both my hands and my neck. And I also got a sunscreen of 55 SPF because I know you have to use sunscreen over the areas that you're using retinol. So I'm kind of excited, but also nervous. I know there's no reason to be nervous. That's silly, but I don't want to damage my skin by doing it wrong. So I am following like what these websites say about how to use retinol if you're a pro at it or a beginner. You know, it's very important to be very cautious with it. And that's what I'm taking, a very cautious approach. But I'm excited to see if it can help. I'm also doing neck exercises, you know, where you like kiss the sky, watch this one video, and there's like 5 different steps to help tighten the waddle under your neck. So let's see, whatever. Yeah. So that's what I'm also doing because it's embarrassing. So I just don't feel like I'm at the age where I should have quite a pronounced crepey waddle. And the crepe, it's like really defined. It's plain to see. Now, did I mess up over here because I'm talking? Did I wrap around? I did. Okay. It's very plain to see. I can see it every time I get in the truck where my husband and I are going to go somewhere, and I instantly pop down the mirror to check my makeup, see how it's, because you know your makeup looks different when you do it in the house compared to how it will look outside. So I check my makeup. I see, is it looking too dry anywhere or too greasy anywhere? Do I have a line that's not blended out? You know, I just do a quick check. And for the last several months, it's just all I can see is my crepey waddle. It's so pronounced. So hopefully retinol, I know it's not going to be a cure-all. I think exercise, the neck exercises will help, but none of that's going to be a cure-all. If I'm going to have a crepey waddle, I'm going to have a crepey waddle. But there are things we can do to make it less intense, right? So hopefully the neck exercises help along with the retinol treatment. And I know that this is all going to take weeks and months, before you see results. I'm not expecting anything, actually. I'm not expecting any results, which I think is the best way to go into it. I expect nothing. I expect nothing but hope for the best. So let me know if you guys are on retinol and if it worked out for you. What I read online is a lot of people get scared and run away from retinol because it begins to irritate their skin and dry it out and cause like redness and irritation and hypersensitivity. And they say that's because they probably using too strong of a percentage of retinol. You have to start off with like 1, then go to 2, then go to 3. You really have to get your skin used to it. And perhaps they're using too much at once. You have to use a really tiny amount, a pea size for the entire face. It's what it says online. And they're also probably not using a good enough occlusive. This is an occlusive Vaseline, and I use this on my face. And I know people go, never put Vaseline on your face. Says who? This is not going to cause you to have clogged pores and acne. I've been using Vaseline on my face for years, and I've shown my face on camera. You guys never see any acne. And on my neck, my chest, I put it on my neck, my chest, I put it on the back of my hands, I put it on my face. No acne anywhere. So this is what I'll be using. I do have Nivea, but Nivea does break me out. Nivea does clog my pores. This never has. So that's what I will be using as a barrier cream. But yeah, they say they're not using a good enough occlusive or barrier cream to lock in the moisture. And they're also probably not using a SPF in the morning. It's very important that you put an SPF on the areas that you're using retinol because the sun will exacerbate the irritation. So I'm going to follow all the rules. Hopefully it works out. Anyways, well, how's every little thing? Oh, you know what? I did this one wrong. See, when we get close to the cable, which I'm going to do a cable this row. So you do your crisscross cable and then 3 rows of just straight front post double crochet, or at least the posts need to be in the front. So if you're in the back, it'll be back post, but it's all front post, right? So it's your crisscross, 3 rows of front post, and then crisscross. So I'm ready to do a crisscross again. And the area before we get to the cable, we have to do these we call a cable border. And instead of working into the top of the stitch with this, because we want this to be very pronounced, we want this area here to be very pronounced, we do actual around the back post with these 2. This creates a channel. And then we do a front post, just 1, then 2 back posts again. And this is the border for the cable. Sort of creates this little decorative channel on both sides. And then the cable is made, the crisscross part is made with trebles, but then after that you do 3 rows of just doubles. So I'm like doing the tutorial, aren't I? I'm going to skip 3, and around the front post of the 4th, I'm going to work a treble, and then in the next 2 as well. Really easy, basic cable. No complications to it at all. I love a pattern like this where it looks so cool and unique, but it just didn't require all that much effort. So now I'm going to come back to the 3 I skipped and start with this one and do a front post treble here, here, and here. Just like that. Yeah, check out the tutorial for this. It's from my old channel, but it is a vintage pattern. And so I've gotten better about doing tutorials, like the explanations of things. Hopefully you can put up with the way I did it, 4 or 5 years ago. It's not so bad. I watched the video last night because I don't have this pattern memorized. So I needed to watch my own tutorial to remember how to do it. And then after you make your cable, you're going to do 2 back post, 1 front post, 2 back post to create that defined channel. And then you just move on with the front post, top of the stitch, front post, top of the stitch. But anyways, I really like this pattern. It's very simple. And then whenever you come back around, see how it's creating a beautiful cable already? When you come back around this way, you're just going to separate these two like this, and you're just going to work 3 front posts, 3 front posts here, and bring that out to the front, you know, and then you work 3 rows of front posts, and then you crisscross. Applesauce. Really neat looking pattern, isn't it? Now, see how you can actually see the stitch pattern, even though this is a very busy yarn as far as the color goes, but you can actually see the stitch pattern with the variegated yarn like this. So this blanket does have a front and a back. Here's what the back looks like and the front. I'm going to keep working on this. Yeah, I haven't been vlogging much because I don't have anything to vlog about. Oops. And I feel so bad because my last 3 vlogs were about nothing. I went and checked my mail. I talked about prescription glasses, which, hey, if any of you watched those vlogs, I got my glasses. So pretty. I don't wear them all the time. I wear them mostly when I go out, only because these ones here are huge. Like the lenses are huge compared, and I get a much better surface area for looking at the computer, looking at what I'm doing, because my reader portion is down here. These are office progressives, so instead of 3 strengths, like distance, you know, near and readers, I just have near and readers. And these are the same. These are near and readers, but as you can see, I have less field of view. So the readers portion takes up half of the lens. So, I mean, not half of the lens, forgive me. The near portion takes up more than half of the lens. The reader portion is really small in the corner here. So these are good for going out and about in. Plus they're very lightweight, so they don't mess up my makeup. They weigh like nothing. These weigh absolutely nothing. They are jiggly. They're titanium, and they're super lightweight. I mean, you can like bend the arm and it just comes back to the correct shape. These are amazing. These are line art. They are Japanese designer glasses, but I bought, you can see it says made in Japan. I bought these on the frames anyways. I bought the frames on eBay for $129. And these are like $500 frames. Isn't that amazing? But I do wear these when I go out because first of all, they're more invisible. So when I actually do make it a point to do my hair and makeup, my glasses, I can still see pretty good. And my glasses, like these big chunkies, aren't going to hide half my face. They're very lightweight, so they don't interfere with my makeup hardly at all. Like they're so lightweight that they just don't rub the makeup off my nose at all. So if I take them off, there might be a slight pink where these are, but then it goes away. And they're really pretty. They're good for getting dressed and going out. But I did finally get them, so yay on that. Put these back on because I can't see. Why did I? Oh yeah, that's right. Because my last 3 vlogs were about glasses. So boring. So boring, because I'm not really doing product reviews over there anymore. And I wasn't like sponsored or anything by anybody. My husband bought me a FabFitFun subscription 2 years ago, and every year for my birthday, all I ask for is re-up the subscription, and that's what he does every June. And I was reviewing those boxes for people over there, but I'm trying to be a little less consumerism driven on that channel, and that kind of left me with just doing my makeup, which is kind of boring to watch, and I don't really play with wigs anymore, and so I don't know, I don't get out because I can't stand the heat. I hate the heat here in Arizona. I can't. I have never acclimatized to the heat. I've been living here for 8 years and have never, ever gotten used to the heat. I think you have to be born here or just somebody who is in love with heat to really appreciate the Arizona climate. Oh my God, it's brutal. It is oppressively brutal. I spend more time indoors than out, and that is so unusual for me. So I will not be living here forever. My husband and I have already decided that he loves it here. So if he could stay for the rest of his life, he would. And that makes me feel sad because I hate it here so much, and he is willing to move for my sake, which makes me feel kind of like, I don't know, kind of selfish in a way. I do have Justin on my side, though. He hates the heat too, but both James and Larry love the heat. So it's 50-50, but we are going to move. Larry has put his foot down on it in a way, but for my benefit, not really put his foot down, but forced me to get over my insecurity about forcing people to move, forcing my family to move. He really, he convinced me that it's not as serious as I'm thinking. So we are going to move. I don't know where yet. We're still state shopping. We haven't even started to town shop, let alone house shop. So it's going to be a couple of years. But we are going to move somewhere where what we all agreed on is we want semi-arid. So no heavy humidity, because we did that for 19 years in Oklahoma. I can live the rest of my life a much happier woman if I'm not living in an oven like here, a dry oven, or a sauna like Oklahoma. So we want something semi-arid. And we don't care about snow. That's okay, because semi-arid temperatures, you get really frigid sub-freezing temperatures whenever there's humidity in the air. I'm learning this. Because there's humidity in the air actually freezes and creates a much more frigid, cold atmosphere. Semi-arid atmospheres or climates, the air isn't as cold as those with humidity because there's no air, there's no moisture in the air to freeze. So we want semi-arid. We're cool with the snow. We just want mild summers. We don't care about snow. That's fine. We did snow in Oklahoma too. We can handle icy roads. We're pros at it by now. And we definitely want something a little higher in elevation, just a little higher. Now, we're not talking about Denver high, but a little higher. So now we're kind of looking at western Nebraska, maybe northwestern Kansas. And there's no tornadoes in northwestern Kansas. Very rare, very rare. So rare that you can live your whole life in the same town in northwestern Kansas and never have a tornado ever in like your 80 years of life. Not Colorado because it's just too expensive. Not Wyoming because also it's too expensive. I was looking at Wyoming and checking some of the housing prices. Get out of here with that. Really, Wyoming? I saw a 1982 raggedy looking single wide house trailer, which I'm not looking at house trailers. It's just in my price range. My price range that I picked on Zillow is 100,000 to 250,000. Obviously, I want it to be closer to 200 or below. And in Wyoming, the only things available for 100 to 250,000, and it's always at that $250,000, $230,000 mark, are single wide 1980s, 1970s house trailers out in the middle of nowhere. What is up with that, Wyoming? Why are you the way you are when it comes to housing? Why are you like this? So I upped it to 350,000. Not seriously. I just wanted to see what kind of brick and mortar houses were available, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a forever home. I wanted to see what kind of brick and mortar houses were available at a higher price point. And it's not good. It's not good. Houses that are like 875 square foot, 2 bedroom, 1 bath for $310,000. Why? Why is that a thing, Wyoming? So Wyoming is not going to be a possibility. Not going to be a possibility. Also, we need a state that has legalized medical marijuana. I can't say the whole thing, but JUANA, because of James. He does use it for his seizures. And I have some more why are you the way you are to specific states. Kansas, why are you the way you are with medical Mary Jane? Why are you the way you are? It's not, recreational is not legal. And medical is also not legal there. The only thing that's legal is 0% CBD, which means 0% THC. But yet THC is the drug, it's the compound needed to help seizure patients. And they also, I read on the thing about the laws for Kansas with legal cannabis. There is no chance in HELL that it's even going to ever be legal. But they are considering reducing it to a simple misdemeanor that's only going to cost you $25, but you still have to buy it in the alley. You still have to buy it from a creepy, seedy person in a back alley or a trap house. Come on. Why are you like this, Kansas? So Kansas is, it's got 2 years to change its laws, but what I read online is that it's a long shot for Kansas lawmakers to ever change the law when it comes to even just medical for qualifying patients. There's a lot of states out there that don't have recreational, but they do have medical legalized for qualifying patients. Now, we do know that states like Colorado, before it was recreational legal, they had it medical legal, and there was no limit on that. So if you suffer from a popped jaw, like your jaw pops, right, you can get it. If you get a little knee pain, you can get it. But other states you have to be a qualifying patient. So cancer patients, seizure disorders, eating disorders. It's a short list, but it's definitely, the list covers all the people that really need to be on that list. It really does a good job. Like Kentucky is one of them. Kentucky is not yet there for recreational, which I don't care about. I mean, I think it's fine that I live in Arizona. Recreational is fine. There's no problems here for recreational. And to be honest with you, I think that it's a less damaging substance to partake in than alcohol. I would rather see alcohol more strict than marijuana. Drunk driving accidents, domestic violence, people drinking themselves to death. I've had two family members that did that. It's aging, horribly aging, especially on women. It strips the potential out of a human being. Excessive drinking is so much worse than smoking I have to spell these things out because of YouTube, okay? A JOINT. Look, this is what I felt like doing today. I felt like crocheting for sure, which I hadn't done well, to be honest with you, I haven't crocheted at all since the last mystery video. I mean, here is the progress. I haven't touched this because I've just been too tired. Here's the progress on my bonnet. It's not much more. I did 5 more rows. That I like doing in the car, to be honest with you. That's a nice car project. Yeah, I've not been today. Last night is the first time I picked up any kind of crochet since I'd made my last mystery pattern. Oh, no, to the top. I think I'm at the end of the row now, yeah. So pretty much you've got 4 sections of 2 front post double crochet between the sections of your cables. And the cable sections always start with your not through the top, but back of the post. So back post, 2 back post doubles, 1 front post, 2 back post, and then you work your cables and then repeat that. That's the cable repeat. And then this is the in-between cable repeat, where you've got 2 front post, 2 top of the stitch, 2 front post, 2 top of the stitch. And there's Justin trying to creep in so quietly. I'm not filming a tutorial, so it's okay, kid. And then we end, each row ends and begins with a half double crochet. Now in the video, I say to chain 2 for your first. Yeah. See how clean these edges are? So instead, just chain 1, draw up on that first loop a little bit before you yarn over, and then in that first stitch, go ahead and work an actual half double crochet. It's much better looking. See how easy this pattern is? I really enjoy it. All right, well, I'll be back in a little while as I've run out of things to talk about, but I know that I'm going to want to talk about more stuff today. Because I did yesterday. Yesterday, I really wanted to do this yesterday. And I found myself at moments throughout the day wanting to just grab my camera and have conversation. And so I know that's going to happen again today. What am I doing now? Okay, yeah, I'm still not there yet. You'll know you're there once you've made 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. And then we start the deal. Okay, I'll see you guys here in a little bit. I'm going to go have some breakfast. It's actually 10:45 in the morning. I woke up at like 8 this morning. Woke up tired. I'm going to go have some breakfast and I'll come back and later on, whenever I think of something else to hang out with you and talk about. See you in a bit. Hey. Justin just walked by. So this is my like proof of life here. This is why I didn't want to get on camera earlier. This is some serious bedhead. I mean, I'm over here looking like Kim Jong-un right now. I did not just say that. I did. Yeah, this is some serious bedhead. I did just get a haircut not long ago. For those who have never seen me before, this is not how I normally look. This part of my hair, because my hair is so thin and falling out, like it doesn't look like it right now, but trust me, because it's so short, it's not so heavy anymore, so it's falling out a little less, but man. I have an autoimmune disease that causes my hair to fall out. It's just not been falling out as bad the last, I don't know, couple of years because I keep it real short. But I normally wear my hair off to the side like this and have it like, it's cuter than the way it looks now, but it's usually all piled up on my head and off to the side, sort of Jason Priestley 90210 style. But right now, yeah, it's, so this is why I didn't want to get on camera earlier. And I was just doing the handsy thing, you know, just kind of showing you stuff with my hands. I have been working on my blanket, so I'll show you how much further I got, but it's not a whole lot further, but it's enough. I put on the movie Amadeus thinking, I've seen this movie so many times. I bet you guys can't even take me seriously looking at me like this, that I'm just going to look at you like this. I thought to myself, I'm just going to listen to it. I've seen it so many times. I don't need to watch it, but it's Amadeus. The first time you hear that goofy, ooh, that laugh, you look up. It's like a car accident. You look up and you can't look away. And I wound up watching the whole movie and not crocheting through pretty much any of it. But I'll show you how far I got and maybe chit chat some more and then call it a night for this video and get it uploaded for you guys. A totally unconventional video, but this is just what I felt like doing today. So thank you for humoring me. Now let's look at my blanket. Okay, so I did have it folded and put up on the back of the couch, but here is how far I've gotten. I am on row 2 of my 3-row repeat for the cable. So I think the last you saw it was somewhere in this area here from the bottom. And so I wound up working this much. It works up really fast. But then I began decluttering some more makeup and stuff and kind of spring cleaning in a way. Oops, camera's crooked. I just feel too trapped around with all my stuff around me. Does that make sense to you guys? Like you look, or you wake up one day and you realize that you're starting to get smothered in stuff and you almost feel like you can't breathe. You start to feel kind of sickened by the consumerism that has become your life. That is where I am at right now. So even decluttering a lot of yarn, I still have a lot of yarn, but I'm good. I'm good with the amount of yarn I have. I don't want to get rid of any more. I needed to get rid of a lot of the makeup I had, and so much of it was, my goodness, 5 or 6 or even 7 years old. But powders, they say it expires, but unless it has a lot of silicones and or it's like a cream to powder type thing, it's not really gonna go bad. They all smell just fine. The lipsticks, on the other hand, some of my lipsticks were like 5 years old. They needed to go, and they're colors I just don't wear anymore. I don't wear a lot of bold colors on my lips anymore. I just wear, well, like this. You know, this looks dark, right? But it's really not. Look at that. That sheared out with a little bit of a lip line. That's where I'm at. Sort of neutrals, pinks, even lighter than this. Like, this is one I wear pretty regularly. And it is like a lip balm, but that sheared out, no lip liner needed. It's so pretty. It just brightens the face up, makes the teeth look nice and bright and pretty. And do I have a tissue? Oh, I do. I do. Look at that. See, they're pink. So I got rid of a lot of my bolds, which were hardly used. So even though I bought them like between 3 and 5 years ago, I really must not have been that crazy about them. You know how it goes. You start watching videos and stuff, and you get influenced to buy this and buy that. But I got rid of a lot of the dark browns, a lot of the bright. I got rid of almost all of my bright reds. I still have my MAC Ruby Woo and Russian Red, but I just have the minis. And I pretty much got rid of all of my MACs. They were the ones I bought the bold colors in, but they also, some of them started to smell like crayons. And that's how you know the oils are breaking down and starting to expire. I got rid of, my goodness, like 5 or 6 different Revlons, but they were all really dark berry colors. I can even show you what's in my bag, my purse. It's just all light stuff. Okay, these are the YSL Love Shine lippies. These are the colors that I'm into right now. Just, oops, other way. Just light, really light. You know, that's what I'm into right now. I find that the less made up I look, the younger I look. And then it makes me think, all through my 20s and my 30s, I went for the full beat of makeup almost every time I walked out of the house. And did I look so much older than I actually was? So yeah, these are what is in my purse. Charlotte Tilbury with the really expensive stuff, except for these. You can't find these in a mini. These, I bought one at the beginning of last year and one at the end of last year because they're so expensive. I literally have to like save up for these. But Charlotte Tilbury, another unnecessarily overpriced brand. This is Pillow Talk. So again, gives you sort of an example of what I'm really into right now. Just light colors. This one here is really pretty from Floss. They're a pretty reasonably priced brand. Very, very light. That's what I'm into. And I just find that you look younger when you wear less bold colors. You just look, natural, more natural. You're never going to look 100% natural if you're putting, slathering chemicals on your face. But let's see here. Oh, this is brand new. Let me show you this. I just bought this from Amazon. It is e.l.f. There it is. It's e.l.f. And it is a perfect dupe for these. It feels the same. It almost smells the same. And honestly, the packaging is actually nicer. Look at that. It's magnetic. If you put it this way, it won't. It'll automatically spin. Isn't that nice? But they are trying to dupe these. They feel exactly the same. A lot of the ingredients are exactly the same, the squalane and all that. They are just this is just as lightly colored and subtle. Put this one here. Yeah. And the difference is, the big difference is, I mean, I probably got the wrong caps on these. It doesn't matter. The big difference is, though, these are almost $50 a piece. This one right here with the nicer packaging, magnet, is $10. $10. Oh, look, let's see if I can get, hi. I gotta wipe this off my hands now. Let's see how these colors look on the tissue, side by side. Pretty similar. Pretty doggone similar. For $10, guess who's never gonna buy one of these again? I don't even wear them that often because they're so expensive. I just wanna make them last. Isn't that ridiculous? $10. Just got that. Just came in the mail yesterday. And let's see. This I got as a sample from Sephora. It's a Makeup by Mario. And it's one of those ones where it's like really wet. I don't know how to describe it. You can't roll it all the way up because it really needs to be in a pot. But it's neat. It's plumping, but it's a mint plumper instead of a capsaicin or spicy plumper. And it's a really nice color. It's sort of a gray tone. It doesn't look like it in here, but it is sort of a lavendery gray tone. And it's nice for pale skin. It's a nice color. What am I showing you my makeup in my bag for? What a weirdo. And this is, I don't wear the dark one anymore. This is the Clinique Black Honey, but this is the pink version of their Black Honey, and really subtle. That's just what I'm into right now. And if you didn't know, Clinique Black Honey had a pink version. They do. They surely do. Let's see if I can figure out exactly what it's called. My eyes, even with my glasses, can't read this tiny writing. It's called Pink Honey. Maybe you can see that. Let's see if that helps. Right there, it's called Pink Honey. And I like it. It stays in my bag. All of these stay in my bag. Because you never know what I decided to wear before I left the house. And depending on what I wore, one of these is a lavender-based pink. One of them is not. It's more of a warm tone. This is a warm tone pink, cool tone pink, cool tone pink. So you never know when I'm done with my makeup, what lipstick I choose to wear. And when I want a little gloss, a little touch up with gloss, I pick one of those. I have no idea why I just got into makeup with you guys on a crochet channel. I told you, very unconventional video. Anyways, so yeah, I got pretty far and I'm gonna keep going. I am working on row 2, so the back of the project. And now you can really get a good look of how at how this looks from the back as it's being worked up. I think it looks fine front or back, but obviously you miss out on that cable on the back. I have gotten a little bit further. I haven't been playing around with the knitting as much as whenever I first started. So I like to start a project and it sort of just sits there. This is another really good car project. You know, when have to be in the car for a while. This is the tube top. This is the tube top I've been working on, and it's working out perfectly. I reduced 2 whole, like, I don't know what you would call this, like sections. Okay, I decreased 2 of these down to 1 on both sides to shape the waist, because this bottom portion here stretches and it fits perfectly around my hips, but it would cause a hollow appearance on my back. Like it would just it wouldn't contour with the back. Does that make sense? Kind of like a t-shirt. So I had to taper it in on both sides, and it was the perfect amount, because now whenever I try it on, it is sticking to my back exactly how you want it to be. So it is going to be skin tight, but rather loose for skin tight. When I get all the way up to the top, like let's just pretend this is the top, I will be weaving a strand through here so that I can cinch it a little and tie it just above the bust, just for added security. I can't wait till this is done. So that is that. I don't really have any other projects going on right now other than my bonnet I showed you earlier. Then there's this lacy poncho. I got a little bit further on this. And I will leave the tutorial for this. It's not my pattern and it's not vintage, it's modern, but it is crazy easy. Like you can probably work it out just by looking at it. It's trebles and doubles and chains. All you really need is the stitch count. And I think that's based on your, I don't remember how I started it. It's been months. I'll just leave you guys the tutorial. It's like a 10 or 12 minute tutorial. It's that easy. So I'll leave that for you guys. I'm going to leave a lot of videos for you guys down in the description. You're going to have a plethora of things to choose from. As far as the tube top goes, it's just something I came up with. There's no pattern for that. I just sort of came up with that. I used Google to help me work out the math because crochet math I can do. Knitting math, it's not the same. So I used Google to help me figure out the math for the stitch count on that. And it was like 200 and something stitches. But that's bespoke. That is to fit my precise measurements. I don't really have a tutorial on that. I just did one by one on, well, it's kind of like that baby blanket I made, isn't it? It is. It's 1 by 1 ribbing and 3 by 2. Yeah, 3 by 2 on the body. That's it. So easy. But I had to use Google to figure out the math. Well, I think that's pretty much all I have for today's video. I really appreciate you guys indulging me. I did get an email from Etsy and my nails, a shipping slip has been created. So hopefully they will hit the mail soon. And I will show those off to you guys too whenever they get here. I reached out to her and I left her a link to that video and showed her that I shouted out her channel. And she said it made her cry. Like, oh my God. She is such a genuinely real person. I just admire her. I really do. And that's why I'm happy to shout out her channel with nothing coming back my way other than she's my nail lady. You know, I want some nails. I reach out. The prices are reasonable for $30, $35, sometimes $45. Depends on which ones you get. I get 3 full wears out of $30 nails. Out of $30 handmade nails, you know, that's just amazing to me. And her attitude is so amazing. So I'm proud to shout out her channel, and I want nothing from her in return. She's doing the thing right now, and I want to uplift that and support that as much as I possibly can. We can do that in this day and age of the internet. You know, it's so much easier to get the word out about people like her. So anyways, all right, well, that's pretty much it. Thanks for indulging me today and humoring me and everything and my Kim Jong-un hair. I love you guys lots. Of course, I also have a merch shop. Check it out. I also have some patterns available in that shop. They're the same. There's some of the same patterns that you're going to find in my Etsy shop. But for those who hate dealing with Etsy, which I understand, I get a lot of messages. People have a hard time downloading their patterns from Etsy. I am slowly migrating all of my patterns over to my Fourth Wall shop. I'm going to just probably use both platforms. So Fourth Wall, you're only going to be able to find those patterns via clicking my link, whereas on Etsy, I'm going to keep that shop open so that people who are just browsing for patterns can still find access to my videos and my patterns, because there's a lot of vintage pattern shops out there. But as far as I know, like none, or maybe a couple, but I've never seen any offer video tutorials to go with these difficult to understand patterns. So I want to keep that available for just casual browsers as well who don't even know who I am over here. So yeah, I'm slowly migrating things over to Fourth Wall, and hopefully this will alleviate. So far, I've not gotten a single complaint on how to download. So far, Fourth Wall, almost said Farth Wall. Fourth Wall seems to have their emailing system managed very well. So as soon as you buy a pattern, you get an email with your download, with like a link or your download, one of the two. And yeah, nobody's had any problems. Not one person has reached out. I think it's amazing. So yeah, slowly things are going to get migrated over there. It's just a lot of work. It's a lot of patterns, and you have to do descriptions and photos and everything. So it's a lot of work. Okay, guys, I love you guys lots, and I'll see you in the next actual crochet video. Bye.